We all know if we want someone to watch our video, it should be good, it should be interesting, intriguing, and it cannot be boring or consist of just our talking head. And when I say boring, I don't mean the topic you're talking about, I mean the place, the dynamics of your video, the pace, music, your personality, everything that supports your topic. And I admit it's hard to do it in the 54 square meters apartment I live in, which is my home, my office, my YouTube studio, and dining room at the same time. And that's actually exactly what I want to talk about a bit more in detail in today's video. And if you are interested in video content creation topics like this one, and you just want to get more inspiration or knowledge, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to not miss my new uploads. I'll really appreciate that. Thank you. And going back to the topic, it's almost impossible to make long videos watchable till the end if a person on your screen sits in one place and just talks. It's actually a huge challenge to shoot an engaging video with a quality B-roll in such a tiny apartment like mine, especially if you can't go outside or just don't want to. Basically, you have just two options on how to keep the retention level on a high level while shooting indoors in a small apartment. Well, first, it's the topic you're talking about. It should be juicy, should be sexy, should be mind-blowing or totally new to viewers, but that's not the case in most scenarios, so the alternative on how to keep the retention on a high level is actually the way you're talking, your editing style, the music you're using, and everything that is not directly related to the topic of the video. And the second option is much more difficult to execute, having a very limited space or angles you may shoot your video with, and also time, because you share the home with other family members and you have to do everything fast. Very often when I don't have time or desire to make my videos more appealing to viewers, I shoot everything from one angle using the lens that has shallow depth of field to blur out all the mess or details of my apartment that I don't want others to see, and then just add some video or sound effects, B-roll that I've shot some time ago, or just use stock footage. And I think that's the easiest approach, kind of a lazy way, but at least it allows me to have my video done and published according to the schedule, which has been recently fluctuating a little bit for many reasons. If I have more time or I feel that I've had too many talking head videos that look the same, then I use other techniques like the one you've seen at the beginning of this video, putting the emphasis on the text, catchy music, controversial and interesting shots, or just adding some animation. Probably that will not persuade viewers to watch my video until the end, but at least it will get their attention for the first 15 seconds, so potentially more viewers actually will watch my video until the end. I constantly try to change the angles of my tiny working space. I constantly try to make it look better using some additional, shadows of my face or some lights, focal length or distance of my face from the lens, color correction. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting paranoid because I want my every new video to look different, to look better, to look even more engaging than the previous one. And that's actually a great plan if you have a lot of time to get your video done. But I know that too many of you may relate to my situation when you have just your free time because you have a full-time job and you have to look for this time spot to shoot your video when there are no other family members at home. But recently I've actually found another way to kind of break this routine of constant paranoia of getting better videos from the same location, and that's YouTube Shorts. I believe by now all of you know what YouTube Shorts are, but for the ones who don't, basically these are just short vertical videos under a minute long, which mainly appear in the separate Shorts feed on your mobile and are getting more and more popular, especially because YouTube is desperately trying to compete with the pioneers of this short form of video, TikTok and Instagram. And regardless of the fact that monetization of Shorts looks a little bit different and most likely you'll not get much out of your video, it still pays off because looking at my statistics I can see that they're like almost 10 times more people are watching my shorts compared to normal length videos. And it takes much less time and effort to produce them because you don't have to shoot the entire minute of video. It can be just 25 or 20 seconds, so viewers will be more likely to stick until the end. I know it's a different type of content and it should be more dynamic, more engaging, more entertaining, but when I'm stuck with my long-form video ideas or I just simply want to make something different, I shoot shorts. And I can see that people like them, and there are more and more viewers that actually discover my channel through shorts. and at the same time, it helps me to be consistent with posting my video content. And on YouTube, consistency really matters, and that's also a huge tip for you as well. If you're overwhelmed with your location or talking head videos, try to shoot something short, something entertaining. It shouldn't be even smart. Try to experiment with the content that suits your channel, and you'll see from the people's reaction what works for you and what doesn't. There is a whole separate topic around whether you should post shorts from your main channel or create a new one, but I personally don't care much, and I don't see anything bad is happening on my channel because of that, but of course it's all up to you. So filming indoors for your YouTube channel doesn't have to be repetitive and boring. There are multiple techniques that you can use in order to make your videos more interesting that I've just covered a moment before. Just don't be lazy, incorporate more B-rolls, think about some animation, different angles of you in front of the camera. But if even that is too much for you, just think of a short video idea that will not take much of your time, but will probably help you to break this creative stagnation and most probably will help your brain to rest a bit before shooting your next long talking head video. Guys, if that was helpful, leave a thumbs up, check out my other videos you see on the screen, including the content creation topics. Follow me on my Instagram account where I sometimes share videos that you will not see on YouTube. So see you here and there, love you guys, and see you in the next one. Cheers!